Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patriots Real Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theodes Nass. This was tough. The Patriots lose to the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 60 by the score of 29-13. Dominant is a word that you would use to describe this game. And I would say defensive dominance, more specifically for Seattle, really. I was going to say New England, but Kenneth Walker ran all over them. Outcoached, outmatched. The talent was evident. The talent gap was evident. Mike Macdonald looked like the greatest coach we have ever seen. You want to talk about coaching right there? Clint Kubiak and Mike Macdonald single-handedly had the greatest coaching job of all time. I don't know who won MVP. I'm assuming it's going to be Kenneth Walker. He probably announced that. I haven't checked my phone. But the real MVP winner is Clint Kubiak, and the real MVP winner is Mike Macdonald. Unreal performance by both those guys. Let's just start off with the head coach at the top, Mike Macdonald, guy that's not going anywhere. He had everything covered up with that defensive game plan. He was able to rush 4. He played cover 6. Unbelievable job by Mike Macdonald there. I'm honestly at a loss for words to describe this performance by him. You saw it. They blitzed early on, and Drake May having to get the ball out to his hot. And even that wasn't open. It was an unreal game, and to think that arguably their best player on defense, Nick Eamon-Worry, had no impact in this game. It's ridiculous. Also, Jackson Smith-Njigba, little to no impact at all in this game. He did go out with a concussion, but he returned. And even when he was in the game, he did not impact the game, at least catches-wise. He did impact the game in terms of throwing the Patriots defense off, but catches-wise, he didn't do anything, really. So the Patriots shut down Jackson Smith-Njigba, and unfortunately, they were unable to shut down Kenneth Walker. This is where I get into the Clint Kubiak stuff. What a game plan from Clint Kubiak. He knows the Patriots can stop the inside run. He knows they are elite at stopping runs between the tackles. So you know what? Kenneth Walker hasn't been good outside zone running this year, but you know what? We're going to try it. We're going to try it, and we're going to see if we can beat them with our weakness on their weakness. And you know what they did? They beat the Patriots weakness to weakness. And it might sound like, well, they're just talking about the Seahawks. I'll get into the Patriots a little bit later, but I just wanted to give the Seahawks props. Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion. Jackson Smith-Njigba, only year 3 Super Bowl champion. All right, let's talk about the Patriots now. You didn't come here to hear me talk about Kubiak and Macdonald. So let's talk about the Patriots. Drake May, going to start off there. Not a good game. Simply put, the stats will say he had a fine game. It will say he had 2 interceptions. One of them, the worst interception he's ever thrown in his career. The other one, not his fault. This is the 2024 Patriots team. If you didn't watch the 2024 Patriots and you watched this game, this was the entire 2024 season when Drake May was there. Didn't do much offensively early in the game because of the offensive line. Receivers weren't getting open. Exactly what happened tonight. And then late in the game, other teams up big, makes a great throw, scores another touchdown, does something crazy, is able to move the ball. It's like, oh, here we go, throws a pick, makes a negative play. So total 3 turnovers. I'd say one of them was his fault. The interception was terrible. But the fumble, yeah, you got to have pocket awareness, but at the end of the day, you're down 12-0. The offense has barely moved all game. You had 4 first downs at that point. It's like you got to make a play, and sometimes it's going to happen. Yeah, it probably lost in the game, but I honestly don't care. And that might have been after the touchdown, actually. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So the game was over. There was not much that you could do there. As for the Patriots coaching, Josh McDaniels just outcoached. I said it a bunch of times. Mike Vrabel had a good defensive game plan, but at the end of the day, Kenneth Walker was able to beat him on outside zone runs, and more specifically, it was the offensive game plan by Clint Kubiak and the Seattle Seahawks offense. Sam Darnold shut down. He was terrible. He wasn't terrible, but he was not good. I'm not mad at how they played Sam Darnold. at all. He didn't look good at all. They pressured him. They got pressure on him. They just weren't able to finish. He looked good escaping the pressure, but other than not being able to finish, love the way this defense played. Got a shout out. Christian Gonzalez, what a game that he had. What a game from Craig Woodson as well. Two great players in that secondary. I want to say the entire defense really had a good game. Wasn't mad at anything. A few missed tackles here and there. Well, that was a pretty big factor, but Milton Williams wasn't able to get home. Christian Barmore, it's like all these guys aren't able to stop the guys in the backfield, and that's going to make a difference, or that would have made a difference. But, yeah, so I don't know. There's not much else to talk about from this game. Obviously, there is a ton to talk about from this game, but in a short post-game thing when I have no stats in front of me, it looks. I think Kenneth Walker won the MVP. I'm gonna look it up real quick just because we'll see. Maybe it was the kicker, but at the end of the day, you scored the same amount of touchdowns as them. They just had so many more drives than you. But what a season it was! As I look up who won Super Bowl MVP, what a season it was for the Patriots this year. You go from 4-13. Okay, why did it say? Oh, maybe. Oh. Yeah, what a season. I'm guessing Ken Walker. Huh. Doesn't say. Why doesn't it say? All right. Yeah. But what a season it was. You go from 4-13 to 14-3 and 17-4 or whatever. So great season for the Patriots. Tough way to end it, but we'll be back. And so will this podcast. So we'll see you when the next episode drops.